Skyjacking a plane to Cuba does not seem to be the politic thing to do if you believe the Havana Party paper. Its editorial promises skyjackers will be dealt with harshly and promises no immunity from the return of a skyjacker to the flight's origin. A Soviet soldier has sought asylum in the U.S. Embassy in Kabul, Afghanistan. And the U.S. has said, we will not hand over the soldier to the Russians. Concern about a storming of the embassy prompted Washington to tell both Kabul and Moscow they will be held responsible for the safety of the U.S. Embassy.
Sports now. Bruce King beginning with a little bit about the National League. Bruce?
You're right. The Mets, they're playing right now. The Mets have won 2 in a row. Well, they could play really the spoiler row in the National League East this week. They're playing host to division-leading Montreal right now at Shea Stadium. And the Mets, well, they jump out in front in a hurry in that ball game. They jump on Charlie Lee of the Expos in a hurry. In the second, Joel Youngblood at the plate. He hits a drive down the line. It'll go all the way down the line to almost the corner. And it'll end up being a double for Youngblood. He's in scoring position. A couple of hitters later, Alex Trevino will double to the right field corner, as you see. Roland Office will run down the baseball deep into the corner, but Youngblood, he'll come in to score, and after 4, the Mets lead now by a score of 1-0 over Montreal. In the American League, the Yankees return to action tonight at Yankee Stadium. They open a 3-game series against Toronto. Ron Guidry making his first start on the mound tonight for the Yankees since August 18th. Baltimore is at home tonight against Detroit. The Freedom sailed to an easy victory today in the first round of the America's Cup race off Newport, Rhode Island. Mike Berry has a profile tonight on the skipper of the Freedom, Dennis Conner, whose boat sailed to a 1-minute, 52-second victory today.
Is that leech going to be too loose?
Dennis Conner, 38 years old today, an Olympic medal winner. He manufactures draperies in San Diego when he's not sailing, and that isn't very often. Conner has spent 2 years planning his America's Cup effort, selecting crew, testing sails, mapping strategy. Some say he's obsessed with winning, that his approach is too professional.
Well, when you say I'm a professional in our approach, but none of us get a dime for doing this. No. We have made a lot of personal sacrifices. We have tried to mount the best effort possible with what we had to work with, and we hope that naturally this is all going to be successful for us. And but we certainly don't feel that we have to apologize for trying hard at working at what is really the pinnacle of the sport.
We're tacking.
Conner's right-hand man is Halsey Hershaw, Freedom's navigator. Halsey, a veteran of Cup races since 1958. He sailed with Conner aboard Courageous in 1974.
The single most successful man ever to sail on a 12-meter. What do you think, Halsey?
He was a tactician and I was a navigator on Courageous, and I have tremendous respect for him. He is the top 12-meter skipper and great to work with, and it's been a privilege for me all this season to sail with him, and we look forward to a great series of races in the Cup race.
Take it easy here through this rough spot.
Well, the way I like to describe Dennis, I think, in overall terms, is that he's got to be one of the greatest leaders in yachting history.
Conner is not only a sailor, he's an author. His book, his philosophy, entitled No Excuse to Lose.
We don't worry about the fear of losing. We try to spend our energy more on concentrating on things that are under our control, working hard on things that will make us winner rather than worry about losing.
Dennis, the United States has never lost in 129 years. Do you feel any added pressure because of that?
No. We'll be able to look ourselves in the mirror, win or lose, because we know that we did everything we could within the scope of our effort.
Oh, that's going to be great. Could you pass JW a note, ask him if he's ready to come about, give him a sign?
Dennis Conner, Freedom skipper, covering all the bases. Winning may not be the only thing, but it sure comes close. This is Mike Barry in Newport, Rhode Island for Eyewitness Sports.
Turning to hockey, the Islanders and the Rangers open camp today. The veterans taking physicals. They will skate tomorrow. The Stanley Cup champion Islanders, they have to be thinking back about that exciting moment, just a few months ago when they won the Stanley Cup, and it all occurred right here when Nystrom scored the winning goal in Game 6 against the Flyers. Nassau County Coliseum went wild that night in May. Now it's time to defend the Cup. The MVP of last year's championship series, Brian Trottier, knows it's going to be tough this time around.
It's going to be a different approach to the season than I've ever had to approach any other season in my life. And, you know, I sit back and think, now we're going to go into another building. And, I mean, it was great playing Montreal because, you know, it started the game, the Stanley Cup champion Montreal Canadiens. I mean, that was great to hear. So this year they're going to be saying Stanley Cup champion New York Islanders. And it's going to be, you know, it's going to bring back that chill. But it's going to be a different approach. I mean, I could sit back and take another couple months off and just savor this thing for another 2 months.
Oh, I bet he could. Billie Jean King, Janet Guthrie, and Wilma Rudolph were the first 3 nominees to be elected to the Women's Sports Hall of Fame in New York today. Today, Wilma Rudolph talked about the importance of the event.
For the women to really organize for the first time, and where I've seen it start and go, it's amazing. I mean, it's a dream come true. It's something that you all have always dreamed about, because I think we're very special. And I think it's very special to be in the Women's Hall of Fame.
Oh, it certainly is. Wilma, Billie Jean King, along with Janet Guthrie, will be inducted tonight, along with 6 others, into the Women's Hall of Fame at a dinner tonight. Tracy Austin named the Sportswoman of the Year today. In baseball this afternoon, Chicago beat St. Louis by a score of 6-5. The Knicks cut forward Larry Rogers out of Houston today, and also the Nets have officially signed Mike O'Koren to a multi-year contract, and Jerry Cooney, Ron Lyle fight now set for October 24th at the Nassau Coliseum. Bill?
Thank you, Bruce. And some people in the news tonight. One of them, former Governor of Alabama, George Wallace. He signed a contract with a company that wants to make a television movie out of his life story. Wallace, as you probably know, is still partially paralyzed from the attempt on his life back in 1972. Bianca Jagger is with Halston as he puts on the first Western fashion show in China. Today, Bianca was in the Forbidden City, that part of Peking. She wore no shoes, she wore black leather pants that were as tight as black leather pants can be, and she wore very little above them. And the Chinese people who saw her stared, perhaps asking, what is there left to be forbidden in the Forbidden City? Roger.
When Eyewitness News continues, Storm Field will be at the weather map, and Milton Lewis in the can, well, alongside it.
Hello, I'm Nat Sherman. For the holiday season, we have the largest selection of pipes and tobaccos, a wide choice of gifts including DuPont lighters and pens, cigar humidors and cigar cutters. My famous Johnson humidors have the largest selection of the world's finest cigars, kept at peak perfection. We also imprint each cigar for any special occasion. To share happy days with you gives me great pleasure.
The road to riches starts at the dime.
The road to riches starts at the dime of New York with low-cost savings bank life insurance that can add to your financial security, protect your home and family, help educate your children, and contribute to your comfortable retirement on the aisle of your dreams come true. So get started now with this low-cost protection at the Dime Savings Bank of New York.
The road to riches starts at the dime.
The sun'll come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow.
From a dismal orphanage
There'll be sun.
where zany villains plot their mischief
So you gotta hang on
to a tour of the world's most exciting city. Annie's got it all. Annie at the Alvin Theater. For tickets, call charge at 944-9300.
Wow. As skin ages, delicate areas become dry. Lines appear here, perhaps here, and once they form, they're for keeps. That's why now's the time for Beutel Sassoon Multi-Action Moisturizer. It not only moisturizes, it replenishes the essential skin conditioners you were born with. Your skin feels soft, looks younger longer. It's part of a 3-step skincare plan from Beutel Sassoon. Don't let another day go by without it, because if you don't look good, we don't look good.